Hello, hello. Welcome to You Asked, We Answered by Southwest Utility Solutions. My name is Caroline, and I am your certified question answerer. Today's question is, what do you do if you think the city that your community is located in is overcharging you for water? This is a good question because, unfortunately, it is a reality faced by some communities in which they are overcharged for water by mistake. It's never done intentionally, but mistakes do happen. So let's talk about it. First, let's talk about reasons why you think you may be being overcharged for water. The first, maybe there's a consumption discrepancy. Maybe you notice the consumption on your total water bill has been the exact same for a couple of months. Or maybe the consumption has recently just out of control spiked. While that might be an indication of a leak on your property, could also mean that the consumption is just being misread. So consumption discrepancy might be a flag or something to pay attention to. The second thing is you may be being overcharged for water if the city has consistently estimated your billing. So most of the time the city will notate whether or not they're estimating your billing, but sometimes they don't. If you pull a few water bills, all back to back in timeline, you can make the educated assumption of whether or not you are receiving estimated billing. If you are receiving estimated billing, you would know because your consumption would be the same, your totals would be the same. Those are normally good indicators that the billing is not actually being done based on actual numbers, but instead by estimates. The reason why you would be receiving an estimate, there's a host of reasons why. Maybe your meter's not working. Maybe the meter reader is not able to get to the meter. Maybe it's inaccessible. I've heard stories of representatives from the city coming out to read a meter, and maybe the meter is just like underneath like a fire ant hill. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I've heard of that happening before. And instead of moving said anthill or doing something to get rid of the anthill, they just estimated it, and next month they didn't come back because of the anthill. So maybe it's underwater, maybe your property flooded, or maybe they're just potentially lazy, which has happened also, where there was actually no reason for the meter to not have been read, but they just didn't. So that may be why you're receiving an estimated bill, but estimated bills are estimated, so there's a chance that you're being overcharged. It's something to be aware of. So what can you do if you think you're being overcharged for water from the city? Request a meter reread is the first thing that you can do. You can go to your city and ask them to send a representative out to reread your water meter. Full disclosure though here, most of the time, you're not getting overcharged for water, okay? Most of the time you're actually receiving free water. And this is because, and I only say this because of my team's collected experience in doing this, when you request a meter reread, or what the second option is request a meter recalibration, where they basically reset your meter, I've only ever seen consumption go up. I've never seen once a meter has been reread or recalibrated, consumption going down. Full disclosure. So it is well within your right, though, to request those things if you think that you are actually being overcharged. So you can, okay? You can call your city's water department to confirm whether or not you're being billed based on estimates. If you are being billed based on estimates, you can inquire as to why. I would encourage you to always have your meter reread after an estimate. If you think the estimate is too high, I think that would be a good use of requesting a meter reread. You can also find a utility management partner that will do this for you. If you're not actively doing utility benchmarking, which is tracking your utility data on a month-to-month basis and looking at it in terms of consumption outliers and anomalies, then it's hard to create a full picture of, what is actually normal for my property, what is actually irregular, what should I be concerned with, what is not concerning. So if you're not internally utility benchmarking, I would encourage you to find a utility management partner that would do that for you. We do it. So if you're looking for that, if that's a need, and you'd like to talk about it, what that would look like, or what other programs are available in the marketplace to satisfy that need, I'd love to talk to you. You're always welcome to reach out, and we can have that conversation. But finding, a key partner or somebody on your team, within your team, that is responsible for paying attention, actively paying attention to consumption, provides that perspective, that consistent perspective of what's normal, what's not normal, is wildly helpful and useful when you do receive spikes in consumption or potentially dips in consumption. Understanding outliers is a lot easier when you have some sort of consistent groundwork to base those outliers and anomalies on. So great question. You guys keep asking them and we will keep answering them. Our goal is to bring value to the multifamily industry, and this is one of the ways that we are privileged to do so. So stay tuned for more content, and until next time, bye guys.